share this show with like-minded people. Because if you share it with the wrong people, honestly, guys, they ain't gonna do but run away, because then everybody want to hear brothers say reparations and say it with their chests. Nick is garbage. That guy from Fred Hampton Leftist is pure garbage. He had on Dr. Cornel West. Now, I consider Dr. Cornel West a friend. I've interviewed him 3 times, met him in person, broke bread with the man, meaning ate food with him. My family met him. My wife met his wife. I met his wife. He met my kids. He hugged my son in Ohio. But I was already, as most people, a big fan of Dr. Cornel West. And more than that, I saw him as a mentor. And I highly respect his work and his courage. Period. Well, Nick was able to get an interview with Dr. Cornel West, and instead of being focused on the great topics and discussion that they could have throughout the interview, he took time out of that interview to take shots at me. So Nick's on the interview with Dr. Cornel West, who don't even have to waste time talking to us. When I mean us, I mean small independent media. I know he does it. He's a gracious man. Very gracious man. But he does not have to do that. And instead of focusing on real shit, he takes that time to try to smear me using Dr. Cornel West to do it. What kind of person does that? Here he goes. He says, Dr. Cornel West was on my live stream last night, brought up your unhinged and desperate tirade, unprovoked, and disapproved because it's obvious. First of all, this is a fucked up sentence. But let me slow down because it's got to make sense. No punctuation or run-on sentence. This is horrible. And then he's laughing. What the fuck? Okay. Dr. Cornel West on my live stream last night brought up your unhinged and desperate tirade, unprovoked, and disapproved because it's obvious you are just a drama queen who don't really care about black issues. Must be devastating to have Dr. West publicly rebuke you. Now, when he first put this tweet out, I didn't see it because I don't pay attention much to Nick, little Nick Turtle. Little Turtle Nick. I don't pay much attention to this motherfucker, right? But other people saw it. Other people saw what he said. One of those people that saw his tweet where he's making this mockery of what Cornel West said in the interview was Mrs. West. See, Nick is such an uninformed motherfucker. He don't know that this is Cornel's wife. This is a gracious, beautiful, amazing, very, very open, friendly person that we met in Ohio. And this is her in the most respectful manner chiming in. And she says, I don't think your interpretation of what Cornel said on your show is correct. He did not rebuke anyone. He said he engages in conversations with 3 of you to listen, to learn, and most of all, because he loves you all, in solidarity with justice and love. Now, folks, the way I read her tweet is Nick is a lying piece of shit. Now, that's just the way I interpret it. Because it's not like he just misheard Dr. Cornel West. It's not like he just kind of got a couple words wrong. I mean, he got the whole intention of Dr. Cornel West's statements totally incorrect on fucking purpose. You know how I know? Because luckily, there are some people who care about facts and care about truth. And some of those people reside on Twitter. Twitter ain't all bad. And some of them found the clip. And here's the clip of what Cornel West actually said as Nick tries to goad him into believing a fallacy about me. What kind of absolute scum would just shamefully lie and put words in Cornel West's mouth like this? You can even hear Nick sigh into his mic in exasperation when Dr. West says how much she loves Tim Black and how important he thinks his voice is.
So with Nina, what do? Well, we have to decide. There's going to be some radicals that say, I think you're wasting your time. Even if Nina wins, it's not going to be that big an impact. And for those of us who had a critical support of any attempt to dealing with the Democratic Party, because I've never been a member of the Democratic Party, ever. Even though I've been a member of the Democratic Platform Committee, because Brother Bernie asked me to be, but I walked in the free black man. Hey, y'all, I ain't a member of y'all. I'm free. The brother asked me to do it. And these are the issues we're going to hit. Wall Street, Israeli occupation, workers' rights, trade unionization, abolishing poverty, and so forth. And that's exactly what we did. And we lost on all of them but one. But that's exactly what we did. So that we have to have voices like yourselves and others recognizing even if Sister Nina wins, you're still part of a rottening Democratic Party. You have to be honest about that. Brianna was saying the same thing in that regard, you see. But then I can understand what Brother Tim Black's saying. He said, I agree with that, but I'm going with Nina anyway, because in terms of having some kind of possibility of pushing public policy, we might have stronger voices. And I kind of hate to see, Sister Tim and Brother Tim and Sister Brianna going at it, because I love both of them. I think both of their voices are very, very important. I know we don't necessarily have to get into that, but I've been hearing about them going at each
other. We had conversations in Ohio about the Democratic Party and why we support Nina Turner. And when I spoke to Killer Mike, same thing. We had this conversation about the Democratic Party. And I've had conversations with Nick, with SNT as well about this very thing. So I already know where he stood on this and where he is. And he understood where I stood. And he also had already heard about me and Brianna, about what I said. And he already knew that I didn't make those type of claims because his wife watches social media as well. So Nick lied to everyone. He lied about what Dr. Cornel West said. He put him in the middle of something he's not. He's a grown-ass motherfucking man who don't need you trying to use him for clicks on your fucking Twitter. He doesn't need you trying to hijack his words in order to use them as a blunt force against me. So my thing is this: are we going to have a movement that polices itself, or are we not? This man, Nick, is a blatant liar. He's deceptive. This wasn't an accident. He totally mischaracterized a conversation with an icon that we lucky to have in our space. I mean, when I look at Dr. Cornel West and I think, and this is something my wife brought up the other night, she was like, damn, Dr. Cornel West is, damn, he's our Baldwin. When we look back at this time, he's going to be like Baldwin. And this scumbag, Nick. Now, she didn't say this. My wife doesn't use that type of language. I do it for her. This scumbag, Nick, manipulates him. Try to manipulate his words. And I just think that it's horrendous. This is horrible. The man has no fucking character. It is what it is. If you want to, look, if you don't see that he's lying about Dr. Cornel West, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else you need to see. He's lying. He's a liar. So if you lie about that, who can fucking trust you, Nick? Huh? We ain't gonna go back and forth. You ain't gotta complain about, oh, this is going back and forth. It becomes a problem. No, we don't have to go back and forth. My case is proven tonight. I'm good enough to leave it alone. You're a horrible motherfucker. I ain't gonna never forget it. At some point, Brianna, Joy, and I will probably patch it up. I will never patch it up with you because you're a lying piece of shit who lied on me publicly. Then you double down on lies. Folks, Nick is a lying, garbage individual. Proof is in the pudding. Now Nick is talking about my wife. That's what I feel. Motherfucker, man. Turtle Nick says, find a partner who loves you the same way Tim Black loves attacking black women who are not loyal to the Democratic Party. And he references Sabby Sabs. Yeah, Sabby Sabs. See, he said I attack black women. All built on the fallacy when I attacked 7 motherfuckers. That's what I did. I went out to 7 motherfuckers, called them all out for various degrees of what I felt was bullshit. That's what I do sometimes. Be okay. Gianna Joy Gray is fine. Everybody's fine. Kyle ain't responded. Joy ain't responded. Sam I should have never called that. I would love to take that one back because Sam, his caller said he didn't cover Nina enough. He didn't cover Nina well. That's what kind of got me on Sam. But in retrospect, I shouldn't have said anything about Sam. Sam Cedar. Okay. I mean, that's what I would like to retract that. But this Sabby Sabs went on a podcast with 2 other guys, 2 white guys from the Vanguard or whatever, the Scooby-Doo van, the Scooby-Doo mobile, and these motherfuckers sitting around talking about me. I never had a negative word to say about Sabby until she came after me. And what does this fucker do? This fucker goes and tweets to everybody, Tim attacking another black woman. This time it's Sabby. Knowing damn well Sabby went on this podcast, went on an hour-long podcast trying to shit on me, and I've never spoken to her before. I never spoke about her before this happened. I've never spoken to her, and then only time I spoke to her is because I had to correct this shit. So look, guys, I'm not gonna waste any more time with these motherfuckers. The bottom line is, Sabby and Nick started this shit. They could have just minded their fucking business. Now, here's a good question. Because I've been hearing this, Wolfpack. I've been hearing this thing. Tim Black does this shit for views. He don't get views, so he has to do this manufacturing of drama. If you're not involved, I said something about 7 people and an entire party. The Movement Forward, White People's Party, right? I called them out. I criticized them, publicly criticized them in the video, right? Right. On the live stream, right? Right. No script. Criticize them, no script, talking off the top of my head, something these motherfuckers can't do. If you jump into that conversation and you were not mentioned, and you get on your platform and you create content talking about something that you were not involved in, aren't you doing something for views? I mean, motherfucker, why are you talking? Why are you guys talking about something that has nothing to do with you, and the people that does have something to do with are basically ignoring it? Well, I know why Jimmy might ignore it. He might ignore my harsh criticism, which, and look, I like to point this out as well, guys. Hotep says, another smear mention who didn't listen to the stream. If it was a rant against anybody, it was against Jimmy Dore. Tim addressed Dore and Kyle Kalinske far more than anyone else on that stream. Bree Simps lied and made it about her. So look, this is what I'm trying to get to. Before I go to one of their clips which really made me want to do this segment, because I was kind of like on the borderline. I could just let this go. Fuck Nick. Anybody dumb enough to follow him? But then I said, well, maybe they're not dumb. Maybe they heard what Nick said. They just believed him because they're misled. They're misguided. They don't know how much a motherfucker would lie. Like, maybe they just assume that because he's still in the name Fred Hampton, that maybe he's a good person or maybe he's genuine. Maybe they just brought into him. People make mistakes. He did make a mistake. This is intentional doing, Sadie. This is intentional. All this whole shit. But my thing is, you inserted yourself in a conversation that was not including you. Jimmy Dore and Kyle and David Packman didn't respond because they don't want clicks on this shit, and they don't want me to get clicks on this shit. They're quiet. You, Nick the Turtle, you're the motherfucker that responded to it. You, Sabby the, whatever, what the fuck, get over it. or get out of here, whatever. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Drinking your damn mug. You should have just ate your food. Stayed out of my shit. Yeah, that's what you should have done. But it looks to me like you guys are the ones looking for a shine, looking for a participation trophy. You're the ones. I mean, where you running? You running in the building, and you ain't got nothing to do with what's going on inside. You ain't got no ticket to the show. Y'all motherfuckers showed up all dressed to go to the show. You ain't got no damn seat or no ticket and wasn't invited. So why the fuck are you at the picnic? Why are you at the club? Why the hell are you trying to get in the door? We got bouncers at the door, motherfucker. We don't want you in here. This has nothing to do with you. My criticism of Demi Dore has nothing to do with you. If you want to jump in and be unga bunga, caper for motherfuckers. Caping. So look, once again, guys, this is hard, but we're going to get to what I think is really going on. Now I got a clip, because see, these guys, and look, this is going to be the last time for me. I try to avoid, I don't always answer motherfuckers. I don't do it. Especially when it gets really personal. People can take that the way they want to take it. Unfortunately, people assume things they shouldn't assume. That's fine. Rookie mistake. You don't know how the internet works. Sometimes people don't respond to dumb shit. But these motherfuckers went on a show today, and they had a lot to say about Tim Black, and I didn't start nothing. I'm just over here like, maybe we'll let this shit go. But this is what made me put this segment together. These motherfuckers talking tonight. They couldn't let it go. The lies, he lied. He lied about Dr. Cornel West. He didn't take down the tweet. He keeps talking shit. So now, here goes your clip. And then they lied tonight on another show. Here it goes.
So there's kind of that is the big thing. And then without bringing up a particular person's name, there are some attacks that have been leveled against FHL.
Okay, so let's stop it right there. Where are we? At the 33-second mark on this video. Here we go, guys. Folks, I never brought up Nick. I didn't bring up this motherfucker here, this guy. Kool-Aid Jay. I didn't bring this fucker up. I didn't talk about Soy Boy Jay. Jay, I didn't talk about you. I didn't talk about Sabby. Slow Sabby. I didn't talk about her. They talked about me. I responded to them. Period. You high-stepping Negro. Where you get these people? How the left end up with these people? Motherfucker, it's gonna be on. Why you make me come at you like this, Jay? Why you just couldn't do your shit podcast? Make white people think you smart because you talk measured. Why are you doing this? Motherfucker, you know no one made content about Sabby till she opened her mouth. It keeps going. It doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop.
That and that have been leveled against FHL. There are some attacks that have been leveled against FHL. And I don't want to give that person any sort of respect or acknowledgement. So I don't want to necessarily say their name, but maybe, address it in a cordial way. So that's.
Sounds a lot like Tiffany Cross, don't it, guys? If you saw my video about Tiffany Cross and Dr. Jason Johnson, it's always funny when motherfuckers mention you. You ain't mentioning them. I've never talked about Jay. First time talking about him. It's funny how they mention you when you've never mentioned them, and then they say you're the one trying to get shiny. They don't want to mention you, but they're going to talk to an audience that knows it's you, and then say, well, we don't want to give them respect. Well, motherfucker, I don't need you to give me respect. I already got respect. If I don't need to get attention from you, I'm sorry, dog, but a little bit more well-known than you. This is what it is. I mean, kudos on co-opting someone else's name and running on that shit. You guys are arrogant as hell for no reason to be. Now, there's some people who have a reason to be arrogant. You shouldn't be arrogant. That's a negative trait. But there's some people that should have a lot of confidence who have kind of earned their right to have confidence by the work they put in. None of you sitting at this table now, I don't want to talk about Miss Finney because I don't know her. Mr. Finney, I'm not talking to you. I don't know you. I don't mean any harm to you at all, sister. She's not in this conversation. I'm sorry that my criticism of this podcast is some of that it may be impacting you and you may feel a certain way about that, but I mean no harm to you at all. None. My criticism is leveled at these other three people. Very difficult to separate that, but that's how it is. Compton J is on that bullshit, and he's going to continue to stay on that bullshit, and I'm going to have to give his ass some work. Got to give him the work.
And I'm sorry if I get the credit wrong, but I think some people should go to Fred Hampton Leftist, our Twitter page, and read our pinned, where we're essentially saying I'm not about the nonsense, not about the drama. I'm about the issues.
You're about lying, motherfucker. You are a liar, turtleneck. You are a liar, little turtleneck, little Nicky. That's what you are, dude. That's it. It's already exposed. But keep going, motherfucker.
About the policy, and there are a lot of people who want to make it not about that. And
yeah, I don't want to make it about policy. I want to make it about what, Johnson? What I want to make it about, you little motherfucker?
I'm like, you're either right on the issues or you're wrong on the issues.
You're either wrong on the issues or you're wrong on the issues. Motherfucker, you can't even talk. Continue.
And if you don't want to talk about the issues, I'm not really interested.
So look, see, this is the part. See, this is it, guys. This is the part right here. Motherfucker, this conversation had nothing to do with you. I hate when motherfuckers jump into a conversation they weren't a part of. It wasn't an issue. It was the issue there that you weren't a part of. And now you're saying you don't have time for it. Motherfucker, if you really didn't have time for it, you know what you wouldn't have done? You wouldn't have made time, little Nick. Nah, you would have sat over there and did what you were doing. My attempt is to save the left from itself. If there is going to be a left movement that I was a part of creating. People that have been around longer than you for 2 seconds, your show, your podcast, 4 months, we've been in the trenches at least since 2015 here. And there's been an element that's been growing within our ranks that makes us look toxic and horrible and is unhelpful. It has brought unneeded, unhelpful, unuseful attention and very little success from it. Folks, where's the growth come since these fuckers have taken prominence in our movement? Looks to me like we're getting weaker. Looks to me like we're more divided and more fucked up. That's how it looks to me. So my attempt to call some people out and right the ship and say we got to push back against bullshit was met by you basically kissing ass to people bigger than you because you know it's going to help your ass. Evidenced by Bree coming on your show the day after. Your motherfuckers are as sleazy as the politicians that you so-called despise. Let's let them continue, guys. We ain't going to stay here too long, but we got to get to it, don't we? Don't we got to have this out?
Head just yelling at people in foreign policy. You're just wrong around the issues. Like I talk about Vosh, I'm like, it's just about the issues. Like, you're just wrong on foreign policy. You're just wrong on reparations. Like, these are things that we got to talk about. But when you have people that they're screaming on top of their head, just yelling at people and denying the content of their color, saying, oh, you're a white girl.
First of all, motherfucker, I never said, see, what I said was, and let me make this quote very simple for motherfuckers saying I said that Breonna Joy isn't a black woman. The full quote is this. When I look into Breonna Joy's eyes, first of all, when I saw Breonna Joy in Ohio, while we were at the election celebration event, we were waiting for the results of the election. That's the first time I'd seen her, and I'd been there for 5 days. I stopped because she didn't see me. She said she didn't see me. I saw her. She was having a seat. She was sitting with another gentleman. we were filming it. We were live streaming the event. Saw Jordan live streaming the event in the other room. I sat down and I talked to Joy. And in her eyes, I got the feeling that she really didn't give a fuck. I was saying, hey, I feel positive. I feel good about tonight. I even said, hey, man, if Nina don't win, man, I ain't going to be able to go home because I'm not leaving without a win for Nina on this. Chantel Brown's horrible. She's this, she's that. And the whole time, the way Joy looked at me was like, and this is just my opinion, it was vacant. So what I said in the podcast, or what I said on my show, was that when I looked at Brianna Joy's eyes, I saw the eyes of a white woman who didn't know what was going on. That's how I felt. And when I say the eyes, I didn't say her skin. Brianna's obviously a black woman, dumb motherfucker. But of course you would want to reduce it to that because that avoids the real scrutiny to what I'm getting at. I did not see or feel the angst that we were feeling about a possible loss. I did not feel the exuberance or anything. I saw disconnectedness from the actual event going on. I know she got on live stream and said things or said other things, but in that moment when I'm sitting there talking to her on the night of the event, I felt none of that shit. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I interpreted it. So when I say her soul, when I looked into her eyes, the windows of the soul, and all I saw was a white woman who didn't know what was going on, I think that's a little deeper than what the fuck you're saying. I think that is a deeper statement than what you're trying to suggest I meant. I know you think it appears you have low expectations of black folks other than people in your little circle. But we have, just because I get loud and curse doesn't mean I can't express myself. So that's the full quote, bitch. Next time, why don't you look it up? Next.
That and
have any different disagreements with people in my community. Seriously, how I'm supposed to respond conversation between black people who's supposed to be people that they're screaming on top of their head, just yelling at people and denying the content of their color, saying, "Oh, you're a white girl." You know what I mean? How does that have value in conversation between black people who's supposed to be in community with each other? And how am I supposed to take that seriously?
You're not supposed to take anything, motherfucker, because no one was talking to you. Hey, I know what you could do. I know what you could take. I know how you're supposed to take it. Here goes a suggestion. Take a coconut smile and shut the fuck up because it didn't have nothing to do with you. That's how you could take it. Karate boy. You could take it that way, turtle. You could focus on policy and say, let me focus on policy, man. I got no time for this. But no, you chose to insert yourself, then misrepresent what I said, then fucking lie, then bring Cornel West on and lie some more, then try to use his comments and misconstrue them and try to lie about his comments and then misconstrue and put that out some more. Now go on his show and lie some fucking more. And all I'm saying, guys, if we don't stop dudes like this, first of all, I ain't the type of motherfucker let people just run through and make these types of lies and get away with it. So call me petty, but you don't get to do this to me. You're unethical. This is not a mistake. You did not make a mistake. You take my words out of context. You apply them where they don't go. You've done so many infractions, you are dead. That is dead to me. Your shit, that's it. It's a wrap. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, if we have involvement in each other, you are fucked. You better never, ever, ever need my help, sir. There have been people who have said things about me that I know they were upset when they said them. We have no relationship at all. You don't get that pass at all. There's some people I know who are upset about some things in the past. They would be even more upset if I was to tell them really what's up. But you get no consideration. I'm going to air you the fuck out. I think this is almost done, guys. I think we said enough here. I hope I'm not boring the shit out of you guys with this. But see, this is how people get to win when they lie. Other people don't want to take the time to go through the tedious debunking process. But I think it's important because if not, he gets to lie and he doesn't get to be held accountable. And surely there will be people that never watch this video who don't know what really took place, and they will believe this lying turtle. They will believe lying little Nicky. They will believe sorry, sad Sabby, and not look and see what actually happened. Because the people looking, some of those people won't have time. They got lives. They got things to do. They don't have time to look this shit up. They already trust the guy. They're just going to trust his words. They trust this woman. They're going to trust her words. Fred Hampton left invited me on this show and I didn't go. Maybe that's why they're talking shit. You don't think I don't know that you guys invited me on the show? Motherfuckers hit me up in my comment section. There's a video out there with it on there. Fred Hampton left wants to know if you want to come on their podcast. Then people were like, oh, Tim, must you know this is not connected to Fred Hampton. I was like, what the fuck? I hadn't even watched your content at that point. I'm old school, man. I don't believe in beat jackers or rhyme thieves, sucker MCs, or none of that shit. Taking somebody's name, man. You guys are phony as fuck. I don't know what's going on with this new generation where that shit's cool. It ain't cool where I come from. It's horrible. We're almost done with you, though. Turtle head fucker.
That and
Thirsty for clout, and a lot of these people, they're just, we're gonna just talk it out instead. We're not gonna make diss tracks. You know what I mean? What is that? You trying to be Tupac or something? Like, I don't fucking get it. Like,
first of all, diss tracks are part of black culture. That's why I question these motherfuckers. I keep hearing things said from these people. We're here, Sabby Sabs talk. We're the problem with the black community. And now we got this motherfucker. You trying to make diss tracks? What you think is Tupac? Oh yeah, like I did make a diss track. I just called you out. Make a diss track. Make a diss track.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man.
Get out of here, man.
You're not black enough. And I've had people make those comments about me. Get out of here, man. It was personal. Dude, you do realize my husband is white, right? Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. I used to have a lot of respect for Tim Black. Get out of here, man. I used to have a lot of respect for Tim Black. Like, I liked his show because I felt like he gave a perspective that we didn't really hear from a lot of people on the left. He talked about like black issues. He talked about like black issues. He talked about like black issues. Get out of here, man. You're not black enough. Get out of here, man. You can't write off everybody that's friends with Jimmy because a lot of people like Jimmy. I like Jimmy.
hello, my friends. Welcome back. Once again, we have a special edition of Fred Hampton Leftist. And I'm not about the nonsense, not about the drama. We're gonna just talk it out instead. We're not gonna make diss tracks. It's your boy Social Sume. It's your boy Social Sume. You're a white girl.
Get out of here, man.
A lot of these people, they're just thirsty for clout. There's no substance here.
We'll do that. Let's go back to the liar. You are a liar. You're a phony. You're a fake. You're a flim flam. You're a grifter. Man, if jacking Fred Hampton's name, ironically, right after the movie came out, dog, if that's not the sign of a grifting piece of shit, man, what is, man? We've used the term grifter to apply to people in all types of circumstances. The podcast begins 4 months ago. When did the Fred Hampton movie come out? February 12th, 2021. So you start the Fred Hampton podcast 2 months after the Fred Hampton movie came out. You are a grifting piece of shit looking for clicks and views, dog. It's kind of obvious. You're also a fucking liar, man. Now, I don't speak for everybody in the black community, but I got a feeling once somebody with a big mouth like me, you know, rant and tirade, lets people know that you're a piece of shit and that you would you would usurp one of our icons, one of our leaders like this, Mr. Use an icon like Fred Hampton for your own gain. Use his namesake. I think people might have a problem with that.